away going, you know, these are the things we need to do?
Well,
what are those things?
We've talked about charter schools, and that's one way of looking at it. We highlight a teacher in a small rural school in Washington State that's managed to have huge success because she just quite simply will not accept the bureaucracy, and she works beyond it. And that's another way of doing it, is forcing the issue, going to school board meetings and doing things. There are some great public school districts like in San Francisco where they've decided their schools were miserable. We got to compete. So they don't want to do school choice. They did their own version of school choice, which within the public system, you can go anywhere in the city as long as you can get there. And we highlight a school for the arts. You remember the old Fame show from about 20 years ago?
I want to live forever. I want to learn how to fly.
Well, these kids do too. And the best part is not only do they want to learn how to fly, they also want to learn science and math because they're the second best academic school. And the reason is they love where they're at and they don't want to get thrown out. Because it's, you know, you got to go to school too in addition to your plays and music and whatever.
So when we watch the movie Flunked, are we only going to see government schools that work, or do you also highlight private sector schools?
We've got a couple of private schools. I mean, we could have made 4 or 5 of these movies. There's a lot of things. We just tickled the surface to let people know, hey, the solutions are here. We don't need another Blue Ribbon Committee. Please don't do that. What we need to do is go see these people.
But you understand, it's in Colorado, all our governor does is create Blue Ribbon Commissions. There's an industry for Blue Ribbon Commissions, people who come out with predetermined decisions and start. We should come up with it's a Blue Ribbon syndrome.
Well, they make great binders, which are really nice up on your wall. But the problem is they always cost more, and at the end of the day, you're doing another one 2 years later. That's the problem. So hopefully when you get done watching Flunked, you're ready to do something. You're ready to go, okay, where am I at now? You're going to go to places like your website, which is outstanding. This gets me educated. I know where I'm going to go. And then decide, what do I want to insist on? Is the school that I'm stuck sending my kid to, is that really the best school for that kid? Is there another option there? If not, can we create that option? We've got to be willing to ask these questions. Unfortunately, too many people across the political spectrum just accept what they give us. You know, they went to school this way and they just accept it, and you don't have to. And that's what we hope to leave people with.
So here in Colorado, we've got school choice. I want to ask you about inner city folks. I want to talk about those people who don't have money. It's one thing for Cherry Creek or Boulder to have some great charter schools. Those are communities that have pretty good school districts as it is. There's a different cultural value, there's more money, there's, you know, education works well. But in the inner city, if you don't have the choice, how does it affect poor families? In other words, poor families can't go to Country Day. They can't go to Grayland. They can't go to all these wonderful private schools. And getting a charter school up and running in a working class neighborhood or a poor neighborhood, you don't always have the family and the people ready to put in the massive amount of time it takes to start a new charter school.
Well, Denver, you know, there's not just Denver. There's places in Aurora, places in Jefferson County, Sheridan School District. We have many pockets of poor people in our city, and there are just not enough good schools to go around. So there's long lists, waiting lists. The kids are hoping to be selected from the lottery. Just got to keep at it. Just got to demand. Parents have got to continue to take a stand. Everyone involved in education that I know they're sincerely concerned, and they want to do the best that they can for kids.
Let me jump on that, because we work with a lot of folks who believe you need to spend more money. Matter of fact, it seems like everyone we work with on education who wants to spend more money, their heart is always in the right place. I've never found a guy who wants to spend more money on education, you know, not really believe that's the right answer. But the more we spend, here in Colorado, we spend about $8,000 per kid, and that's just for the operations. When you add in the capital, you know, you're talking about 10 to 15 grand a year to send a kid to school. Catholic charities, Catholic schools do it for $3 grand. What is it we're missing?
Well, we've got to set schools free, but they also have to be accountable, and we need to make sure that they're using research-based type programs. In your film, why don't you go ahead and tell us the 4 characteristics that you found that are very important for schools to have?
Yeah, this works in any environment. First of all, it's great leadership, and you know, a lot of the people you feel it. You know, they're dedicated. They're going to make this work no matter. They will not accept failure. So that's right on the top. Then you got to have great teachers, and fortunately, great leaders attract great teachers. You know, they want to work in a place where they can see and feel success. great curriculum. There are fantastic curriculums out there. I mean, you mentioned KIPP, and that's one of the places we highlight, but there's a number of schools that have had tremendous success, verifiably better than what's being taught in other schools. So, I mean, why not use that? So there's a great curriculum. And then the final area is the commitment to excellence, and the commitment also to challenge kids. You know, you had mentioned before about, the poorer areas of cities. I think that's one of the real disgraces nationally. You know, we've got kind of a system that has institutional racism. People, decade after decade of a bad school that's failing, that's verifiably failing, and nobody will do anything about it. These people cannot afford to send their kids, like you say, to the private schools, so they're just stuck. I mean,
when you say institutional racism, you say that public education, government schools promote institutional racism. I'm going to challenge on this.
Well,
what exactly do you mean, and how?
Well, in poorer areas where you don't have the capability of choice, and a school has been failing, and mind you, has had decades of failure, you're putting people in a situation that you're continuing this poverty because there's no opportunity. And I'll give you an example. When I went down to Los Angeles, one of the things that really touched me, talking to people in inner city Watts, they said, if my kid doesn't get into this school, we have to take 3 jobs and get him into the private school. And if we can't do that, the kid's done. I mean, they flat out said, it'll break my heart, but the kid's done. He has no chance because they'll get into a gang, they'll do whatever. And, you can sit there and say that's over dramatic, but those people believe it. And it's not fair to put people in a situation where you're not succeeding. And we also know that because of the places in Flunked and so forth, that we know there's ways to succeed, and you're not giving them this opportunity.
And one of the tools you've created at the Education Policy Center is schoolchoiceforkids.org. I want to make sure to get another plug in this. Schoolchoiceforkids.org. Somebody goes to that site, what are they going to find?
They're going to find information on how to take advantage of Colorado's open enrollment law, and they're going to have a search tool that they can use to find out about all schools in the state.
In other words, they can actually put their address in.
That's right.
And up pops a map, and you can click on every school that's in your neighborhood, and you can search on different things, up to almost 50 different criteria. I want a Montessori school that has uniforms, that serves black-eyed peas on Thursdays. It's really a pretty amazing tool. Let me ask you about Flunked. We've only got a couple seconds here left. People want to watch it. Where should they go to find out where they can see it?
First place, go to the website, www.flunkedthemovie.com. We have information. We will tell you where it's premiering all over the country, and we'll tell you when it's up for sale and what TV station it's going to be on in your area.
Flunkedthemovie.com. Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you. Pam, as always, thank you. And thank you for watching Independent Thinking. Join me late nights on 850 KOA Radio. Check out iVoices.org and our website, let's call it independenceinstitute.org. See you next week. You jibber jab, bamboozle, nooka noozle, bippity bop, I mean, you keep on talking, but you don't know where to turn it off.